Hey there everybody, and welcome back to more Dead Space 2. What in the world was that? It was definitely a lot smaller than the slashers or any kind of other necromorphs we've seen so far. And I definitely don't remember any necromorphs being a bit that small from the first game, but hey look, we got another power node. That'll be pretty useful in the future. And also, you can't fool me. You're not a dead body at all. Yeah, sometimes they try to be crafty by having a slicer or slasher hiding amongst dead bodies, but you know what? I smash everything I see. So go ahead and check this blue cabinet over here for, well, more ammo. More ammo is always good ammo. And somehow our detour has led us into what appears to be yet another shopping plaza with candy. And, well, Lemon Gun, whatever the hell that is, and the Titan Station Elementary School with its mascot, the Space Squirrel. Sure. But with all this child-oriented stuff, I'm surprised there's no children about. Or I'm completely horrified by the children present. Yeah, these guys are a brand new enemy for Dead Space 2. They are known as the Pack. Very fast-moving. Actually pretty high damage on hard mode. And they usually, as you can guess from the name, always attack in packs. But, oh Jesus. Yeah, they don't really take a lot of damage to take down. You can actually kinesis random small objects at them and they will probably die. Or, as you've been seeing, you can actually use the secondary fire on the javelin. Take out quite a few at one time. Very economic.
We can't talk. I think they're tracking our signals. Are the memories coming back to you? They're coming back to me. The good ones. And the bad ones. The more I remember, the more my head hurts. I keep seeing the symbols. Do you see the symbols too, Isaac? In him. I keep seeing his face. Shit, found me.
I keep wondering if it might be a good idea to tell Nolan there that, you know, remembering things is good, but remembering these particular things are kind of killing both of us gradually. But he'll figure it out at some point. But yeah, another good thing about dealing with packs is that if you can keep your ammo usage to a relative minimal, you can actually get quite a large amount of items from them. That is, as long as you don't turn the camera away, because apparently there's a bug in the game where turning your camera with a large amount of items on the screen will kind of make those items despawn. Oh, sweet toys. Got Gundams and Gundams. But even more important than all these other kitty stores, we actually have another man store here. So I'm just going to pop in here real quick, and from that pulse rifle schematic we got in the previous video, we now have another new weapon, which I'll be showing off. Needless to say, for a short description of the pulse rifle, it's basically a machine gun. High bullet output with low damage, but it has its uses. It's just taking care of annoying kids.
Hey Dana, there's this crazy guy that keeps contacting me. I saw him back at the hospital.
Nolan Stross. He was a patient in the project, just like you.
Yeah? Well, why was he there? What does he want?
He's a psychopath, Isaac. Stay clear of him. He murdered his own wife and child.
Okay, I'll be careful.
But there is actually a much larger backstory to Nolan Strauss that we will have revealed to us over the course of the game. He was also featured in one of the 2 full-length Dead Space cartoons. I think it was called Deadfall. I'll actually be doing a bit of a look over for that particular Dead Space movie at some point in the thread. But yeah, we just have another little mezzanine. Yeah, I think that's the Italian word for it. And there's a few storefronts we can look at. There's also a 1 or 2. Actually, I think that item down there was just from the pack member I killed. But there is one rather sneaky item down here, which is a gold superconductor. Be very useful for future purposes. And I guess she was dead tired. Or she got horribly mutilated and died. It's hard to say. But up there is Lightspeed, the mascot of the shopping plaza. And you can actually get an achievement on, I think, Xbox and PS3 for decapitating him. But I just did it out of fun. Got another text log down here. Let's see what this has to say. Alright, it's the second part of planet cracking for the Titan station. Just goes on to say that after they felt they had enough raping and pillaging of the Titan moon, they decided to make it into a space colony, which would then be the jumping off point for future planet cracking endeavors. It's actually a pretty nice progression, even though it kind of still goes back to human beings clinging on to existence, even though, you know, they kind of should die. I love all my viewers. But it seems like there's a lot of dead ends right now. Kind of wondering where I should go. I guess I should check my objective marker. And it's... Huh. What's this hippie bullshit? Oh, well, maybe this text log will help me figure that out. Excuse me, miss. Yeah, this is a unitology recruitment center, and well, we don't actually want to be anywhere near these crazy cult bastards. But I don't know, I guess Dana wants us to go this direction, so time to hack.
Dana, I thought you were routing me to residential. This looks like a unitology recruitment center. Am I still on track?
Yes. There's an old maintenance access point in there that'll take you through the waste disposal system and into the Cassini Towers. Stay sharp.
Yeah, this particular text log just tells us about, it appears that the unitology membership and new members has kind of fallen, which means they've lost a little bit of money. And that's too bad, you crazy cult. But thankfully that means they've left some very nice money laying around for us. Also got plenty of nice slogans around about becoming a mindless drone. Oh shit. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to destroy that window there, but it certainly helps. I mean, there would have been a lot of enemies coming at you, and pretty much inevitably that exploder would have blown up the window either way. Just a little show there of the pulse rifle. Kind of goes through ammo fairly quickly if you just, you know, pray and spray, so you usually don't want to do that. But against the pack there, kind of shows that it can be a fairly useful weapon for dealing with large hordes of fairly weak enemies. Also got a nice little vantage point of Saturn out there. But yeah, we will definitely be finding out more about the unitologists as the game progresses. Needless to say, they have some references to Scientology in that well, there's a lot of money based around very odd ideas. But fuck cults. Fuck staying in here. Let's go ahead and get the hell out of here. Thank God we ended up in another boiler room. I feel more comfortable in here either way. Well, that guy feels really comfortable. Trash compacting facility is apparently where we are right now, and chill out, buddy.
Okay, whoever sees this, listen up. You can use kinesis to pull blades off dead ones and shoot it back at them. Watch. Watch. I stayed alive 3 hours using this trick. You see? Just shoot it back at them. I'm gonna bleed out soon. I got clipped pretty bad earlier. So this helps you out. Whoever you are.
Well, that was a very helpful tutorial that you probably should have figured out way long ago. But before we head into the 0G garbage compactor, I think we should make it a little bit safer in there before we continue on. For some reason or another, the dead bodies around here are just kind of freaking out. But yeah, you can see here where the trash from the rest of the facility comes in, collects, and then gets smashed into a more manageable portion. And I assume it gets shot out into space, or possibly shot into the sun. But hey, look, another workbench. Let's make a few quick upgrades. Yeah, I just did a few upgrades to the health of my armor because I'm kind of needing it. Survivalist is a bit harder than I remembered. Yeah, now it's a little bit safer to go into that 0G trash compactor. Obviously not before we can use our readily learned information about grabbing the limbs off guys and fucking up somehow. Thankfully, we get a nice little bit of help from an exploder. Yeah, it can be a mixed blessing, especially in such a confined space to be attacked by an exploder, but he did us good. And as one could assume in a zero-G trash compactor, well, we have zero gravity, another returning mechanic from the first game. Basically, we have complete free motion in a 360-degree XYZ axis. And one of the nice additions they actually put in is the ability to right yourself, so actually being in zero-G is a lot less disorienting than it was in the first game. Let's go ahead and land here, because in this little storeroom here we actually do have a few items to grab really quick. Also just wanted to make sure that I'm not missing anything. No, I think that was it for this room. And what we inevitably want to do is get over to that door on the adjacent side. I just actually wanted to make sure that I'm not missing any items just kind of floating in zero-G. Sometimes they are a bit hard to see, and they can kind of get, they can kind of float into every nook and cranny around, so it's good to search around. But what you may be noticing is that we're not really being attacked in zero-G, and as you can imagine, a slasher or most of the other enemies wouldn't really have an easy time. But that's not to say we won't run into other enemies while we're in zero-G. But by pressing that, we have turned back on some portion of the trash compactor. Not the actual smashy bits that kill us, but instead just some very loud trash tunnel. Now, I don't actually think any bits of this trash will hurt you. I think it'll just kind of push you back. But we have our rocket boots going, allowing us to fight the strong stream of air and land safely at the far end of the tunnel. I kind of wish Dana really would have picked an easier route to get around, because we'd kind of be fucked if we didn't have this magical engineering suit on. You know, I'm actually kind of surprised with the massive buildup of that hallway. You kind of figured it'd be attacked by more than just one guy, but either way, it was a nice little thematic area, even though it was lacking in enemies. And thankfully, we have a surplus of power nodes, which means we're allowed access to this room of some nice goodies. Lots of money. Another, oh, yeah, running into yet more inventory problems. Wow, I'm carrying a shit ton of javelin ammo. I should really start using the javelin gun more. I guess I can go ahead and drop this one line rack as well. I hate to, but kind of need money more right now than anything else. I also need healing items more than anything else right now. Yeah, I hate to leave these few items behind, but I think we'll survive. These are the sacrifices you make when you have a very limited inventory. But another returning mechanic is we need to power this up. Thankfully there's a power cell very adjacent. Slapping that bad boy back in, well, reveals the bloody mess that occurred here, and also powered up this elevator to Cassini Towers. We'll obviously be getting more advanced battery puzzles later on in the game. That was just a nice little intro. And we enter into the somewhat different Cassini Towers. The motif is definitely different. And the enemies are fairly different. Yep, these are another returning enemy from Dead Space 1. They are called Swarmers, and they can be a bit annoying. And with this text log, we find, well, that Unitology Recruitment Center wasn't just a coincidence. Pretty much Cassini Towers was, well, Unitology Dorm Central, and yeah, apparently this convergence that they're talking about, well, it seemed to involve scrawling crazy crap on the wall and committing mass suicide. But yeah, swarmers are only dangerous in the fact that they come in fairly large numbers, and depending on what type of weapon you use, you're either going to expend a lot of ammo, or you're going to hopefully have your pulse rifle and take them down fairly easily. Also, the secondary fire on the javelin gun can actually do a pretty good job. But yeah, with Cassini Towers, you may notice there's a lot less screaming. It's a lot more quiet and candle-filled. And that's mostly because these crazy whack jobs, well, they kind of knew it was coming. Embrace the evolution. Such a wonderful little set piece. But yeah, I hate to romp from a kid's room, but from the markings on the wall, from the complete lack of any kids, yeah, I don't think the kids ended up too well. Call it a hunch. But yeah, I mean, outside of the general changes in motif, the much quieter and somber nature, actually, Cassini Tower's layout is a lot like Titan Heights, in that more than likely their apartment buildings were just kind of built to be kind of very uniform. Still, though, it's kind of hard to choose between the screams of the dying and the mass grave of suicides of a cult. Which one is kind of the better apartment complex to be in?
Dana, Titan soldiers have found me. They're tracking me in some sort of gunship.
You're almost here. Hurry.
Yeah, it looks like Tideman and his Earthgov forces are closing in. Hopefully Dana is actually going to be of some help. Actually, the enemy encounters have been pretty sparse. I mean, even though with all the suicides, you'd still assume like some of these guys would have turned into necromorphs. Yeah, it's a bit hard to say whether or not just the isolation of being in space really attributed to so many people joining this unitology cult, or if it was just the magic mind-altering appeal of the marker that caused it all. Needless to say, there's a lot of dead people here now. And it's not just due to necromorphs raping and murdering everybody's face. But yeah, if you were wondering where all the enemies were, well, here they are. We actually have a few infectors, 2 or 3 pukers, some slashers. Sometimes this is a bit randomized, but more than often, you'll always have to deal with at least 2 infectors. And what may not be readily apparent is the fact that there are a lot of dead bodies here just waiting to be turned into slashers. It can be a very bad scene if you do not take care of the infectors post-haste. Thankfully, though, the pukers, outside of slowing you down, actually don't do that much damage, so taking out the infectors fairly quickly and dealing with any spare slashers they may produce, well, this can actually be a fairly easy situation. Also hidden over here in a corner is another new schematic. Javelin spears, okay. It seems we're getting a lot more and more of this moon-speak graffiti here. I can only assume that's not really a good sign. I do want to say if anybody in the thread has a good idea of what some of these squiggles mean. I know there's a cipher out there, but I just kind of assume it's just repeating "Make us whole" and, you know, worship the marker over and over and over again. But it's still a nice little backdrop. The insane scribblings of a mass suicide cult scrawled over the walls instead of the almost playful graffiti we were seeing earlier on in the game. And there's going to be a lot of audio logs, more or less, about unitology in here. So I'm going to be quiet and let these play out.
In 2214, a geophysicist named Michael Altman made a discovery that would change history. Buried at the impact site of a crater near the Yucatan Peninsula, he uncovered a divine alien presence, the Marker. The Marker spoke to Altman and revealed a plan that would unify mankind and lead them to a bright new future. By the millions, people flocked to hear more about the Marker and the unity it promised after Michael Altman told the world of his profound discovery. But there were those who felt threatened by Altman's message. On March 15, 2215, Altman was assassinated, and thus became the first martyr for the Church. Altman's followers mourned his death but found divine solace in his message of unity. They would not allow the truth to be silenced and form the Church of Unitology to bring his teachings to the world. Today, the Church of Unitology can be found everywhere in the known universe. Its message is just as strong and relevant today as it was when Altman first revealed it. Billions of believers can be found across all social, economic, and cultural groups, and more are joining every day. From a small group of devout miners on Titan, the Titan Station Church of Unitology has flourished into a hub of Unitology worship, practice, and learning. It boasts one of the largest and most beautiful churches in the Sol system, and is often the site of the annual Unitology Enigma Symposium. As we await glorious convergence, it is important to continue to nurture our relationship with the Marker and understand the future it is preparing for us. The Marker calls to all of us. It is our duty to approach it with an open heart and open mind.
You know, I'm thinking this Marker thing doesn't sound so bad at all.
He's found you! Into the church, hurry!
Yeah, not much other choice to do or go here. No other place to go other than into the church.
Dana, the Church of Unitology? Why here?
It's one of the few places on Titan Station that Tideman can't monitor. Separation of church and state.
No, Dana, we shouldn't be in here. This is the last place we want to be right now.
Isaac! My brother died trying to rescue you. This is important. This will work. I'm in a safe room at the top of the church. Meet me there, okay?
Yeah, none of this seems vaguely suspicious. Well, I guess we're gonna have to find that out next video. We're just gonna, there's a nice little available save point up here in the gift shop. Hopefully you'll be joining me next time as we continue into the Church of Unitology. Bye.